You're still watching Breakfast Central on News Central. Let's take you to the Democratic Republic of Congo, that's the DRC, where Mount Nyi-ra-gongo has erupted for the first time in nearly 2 decades, sending lava sliding down the hillside towards the eastern city of Goma and forcing thousands of people to flee towards the border with Rwanda. Now, as the sky turned red and rivers of lava streamed from Mount Nyi-ra-gongo, there were concerns that its past deadly tragedies would be repeated.
Now, Nyi-ra-gongo's last eruption in 2002 killed 250 people and left 120,000 homeless in the Democratic Republic of Congo. It is one of the world's most active volcanoes and is considered among the most dangerous.
Well, joining us on Breakfast this morning is international development consultant from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Currently, he's in Washington, D.C., Intal Ali Massi. Welcome to the program, Intal.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Now, Intal, the last eruption was in 2002, and exactly 18 years after, we are witnessing yet another one. What do you think is the cause of this, latest volcanic eruption?
Well, this one was caused by, I would say, the same thing that happened last time in 2002, which would be what I would call the disruption in the rocks on the sides of Mount Nyira-gongo. And from what we understand, that the fracture of the system that occurred then has reoccurred now. As a matter of fact, it seems that there was, from what I've been reading, there's a student who may have done a thesis at a university in Kinshasa who was predicting that this thing might happen in around 2026, 2028, but it looks as if this one happened earlier. However, the seismic center in North Kivu has been following, this movement in the activity. As we know, Mount Nyira-gongo is one of the most active volcanoes that we have in the country. So basically, it's always the rocks. And from what we have seen at this time, as it erupted, and actually that could be the I would say what saved a little bit the people here, because when this one erupted, the lava that came out was more in terms of, it was more rocks than liquid. And that meant that it didn't spill out, it didn't flow very rapidly. And from what I heard, it was flowing at 5 kilometers per hour, which meant really that it was I would say, people are saying it was by the grace of God.
All right, so Rwanda's Emergency Management Ministry says that, according to what they've said, more than 3,500 Congolese crossed the border. What's the plan being made for these people?
But what I can tell you for this, I cannot dispute the numbers that the authorities in Rwanda have put out. But what I know for sure is that there has been two movements. There was by yesterday morning. At night when the eruption went, already 17,000 people who were on the move and going towards Sake, which is towards the west, the western part of the city, and those people were going towards Bukavu. Now, the people who went through Rwanda had gone because most of them wanted to go through Rwanda. That would be at the border of Gisenyi, and then from there continue on either in their cars or maybe they'll take a bus so as they can go towards Bukavu, because there's a way to get to Bukavu going through Rwanda. Now, what happened at that particular point, as I say, they could find, as they said, maybe 35,000 people who went through. We know by now that by yesterday morning, a whole lot of people had gone back to Goma, meaning people have done a reverse. That is because most of the people that I talked to were saying that they did not feel safe in Rwanda. So they were fearing for their own safety. And because of that, I guess everybody knows that by now that there's bad blood between, Rwanda and the DRC, and most locals understand what's going on. So they crossed the border because it was a dire situation. And by what I know, the movement at the border was not that smooth. At one point, the Rwandan authorities had closed their border, did not want people to go through. Then they went through, and then my own brother actually crossed into Rwanda, and by yesterday morning he was back in the DRC, meaning in Goma. So what I would say at this point is we don't know for sure at this point how many people of those who crossed into Rwanda are still there, but we know that a whole lot of them have come back. And then of course those who wanted to continue on to go to cross through Changugu have done so.